my champions! My champions, that's right. The people who in the very first beginning days of this fundraising effort for my good friends down at the History Museum in South Bend, Indiana, they didn't sit back in the shadows. They jumped into the light and said, let's get this done. All right, let's get some lights on and see who these champions are. All right, I'm gonna come off the tripod. I don't want to be bound by this tripod. I want to get over here by my champions and see them face to face, along with, yeah, that's right. And I am, by the way, I've had a number of people say, like Sonny and others that are part of my champion group, they said, wouldn't it be great to have like a certificate of authenticity with the brick? So that's what I'm working on right now. This is a mock-up, but it's gonna look something like this to go with the brick. So if you make a donation and get a brick, you're also gonna get a certificate of authenticity that that brick came from that original building in South Bend, Indiana, that Singer Cabinet Factory that was established back in 1860s and closed in 1955. So that's just another piece going into the equation now to make it even more fun. All right, let's just start on the top. Look at all these champions. And this is just a couple days into this incredible fundraising campaign to benefit the folks down in South Bend, Indiana. And the thing you're gonna notice, let me turn this music down. I love this music, but the thing that you're gonna notice right away is that these folks are from all over the United States. But you know what? Not a single one of them is from Indiana. And that just tells you how passionate they are about safeguarding vintage sewing machines, knowing that these folks down in South Bend, Indiana had all of those artifacts that they prepared for me, that many of which they purchased out of their own pocket. They were not donations. They believe so strongly in preserving artifacts that relate to sewing that the people down in South Bend, Indiana at the History Museum dug into their own pockets and bought a number of those artifacts that you saw, you should have seen in that that tour of the artifacts that I did down in South Bend. If you didn't see them yet, you got to check them out, okay? You got to check them out. But look at some of these champions and where they're from. Y'all know Sonny. Sonny from Pennsylvania. Sonny, you are a champion for history. Paula Noel from Florida, another champion. Another champion for history. Emma B, hey! Originally from New York, another champion for history. My good friends Emily and Veronica from Texas, another great group of champions for history. Some Scott dude from Wisconsin who also wanted to pay it forward, not just talk to folks about donating, but also donating himself. So, Scott, you are a champion for history too, my friend. My good buddy, Doc Roger from New Mexico, former physician, lover of vintage sewing machines, also stepped out of the shadows and said, hey, count me, I want to help those folks out. Brian from Louisiana. Brian, you rock, buddy. Also, Brian has recently stepped not only into the vintage space, but stepped into restoring and repairing machines as well. And we've been on the phone a couple of times as he's going, what is this? What do you do with, what? So Brian and I are like on speed dial as I'm trying to help him ramp up his effort to help the folks down in Louisiana maintain and restore their vintage machines as well. Well done, Brian. Well done, buddy. And last but certainly not least, my dear friend Roz from Michigan. Roz has stepped out of the shadows, as she often does, and said, I want to be counted among Scott's champions. I want to be counted among Scott's champions. Well, you know what? Look at how much space I have left on this board. And I've got more of these boards too. What about those of you that said during a premiere? What about those of you that said on Facebook, hey, count me in? When you launched this effort to help the folks down at the History Museum in South Bend, Indiana, I'm going to be in those ranks. You can count on me. Well, if you don't see your name on this board, then put your money where your mouth is and make it happen. It couldn't be any easier. It couldn't be any easier. As a matter of fact, let me get back on the tripod temporarily. Let me bind myself to the tripod. And the other thing you're going to notice as well is okay, we know what that's about. We know what this is about. What is that about? Well, you remember Louis, my friend, that searched all up and down the West Coast for almost 10 years trying to get his Model A by General Electric restored and repaired and working, and approached a number of folks on the West Coast. You know, West Coast people are always talking about, hey, we're going to make it happen. Well, they didn't make it happen for Louis, so he mailed this Model A all the way to the workshop in Wisconsin, and I got it done for him. I got it done for him. And I'm getting ready right now to pack this up and to send it back out to California. Now, you notice on our board, I don't have anybody from California either. But you know what? I've done restorations, repairs over the years for a lot of people in that beautiful state, in that state of California. What about any of you that are watching this right now that are from California? Are you going to fill this board up for me? Are you going to reach out and make it happen? What about my folks and friends out in Washington State? What about Oregon? What about that West Coast? We already got the doc from New Mexico. I'm doing a shout out. Excuse me. I'm doing a shout out to all my friends on the West Coast. Come on, folks. There's room on this board. I got other boards. If I have to fill this whole workbench with boards of people that have stepped out of the shadows, like all of these champions up on this board right now, I'll get as many boards as I need to get. I'll get Dr. Singer, Herr Obermeister, Umi, and all the others to hold the boards up for me if we got to do it. Because we need to make this happen. We are already past the $1,000 threshold for our friends down in South Bend, Indiana. But they've got a lot of expenses. This is a big operation down there. And we got to do better than that. Come on. We got to get closer towards that $2,000 threshold, and then pass that and head towards the $3,000 threshold, and pass that and go toward the $4,000 threshold. All the people that follow my work, 10,000 subscribers now on the YouTube channel, thousands on Facebook, people around the world that love what I do and love the way that I do it. Get out of the shadows and make this happen. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk, right? And you're saying, okay, you got us all charged up again, Scott. You got us all stoked and pumped up. But we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Well, that's easy. That's the easy part. That is the easy part of what to do, because Brian and his team down there have already set everything up to make it as easy as saying the word hiccup. Hiccup. Yeah. You just have to give them a call Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You give them a call, 574-235-9664, and there will be a wonderful receptionist. I wish I knew her name. Doggone it, I wish I knew her name. But she answers that phone, and then she sends you straight over to Shelby. Straight over to Shelby. Boom, you're there. And if Shelby is tied up on the line with another friend of Cow Country that's making a donation, as has happened a number of times already in these very few days that we've been doing this fundraising campaign, then she will jump on calling you back like a hiccup. I mean, I left a message for her when I made my donation, and she called me back in, it was a matter of minutes, less than minutes. And she was already like, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. It's taking another donation. I said, that's good news. I'll wait for another donation coming in. That's fabulous. But let me just tell you folks, it's so easy. All of these champions up here can tell you how easy it is to do it. And, you know, it's not like the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. There's this ongoing rivalry. And by the way, why don't I see any donors up on this board in the beginning days of this fundraising campaign from Chicago? What's that about? What about from anywhere in the state of Illinois? Illinois borders Indiana, doesn't it? I know that there are people that travel from Illinois into Indiana all the time. And some of them probably even pop into South Bend for pleasure or for business. And they might even have gone to the History Museum or the Studebaker National Museum that's co-located with the History Museum right there in South Bend. What's that about? Where are my Illinois people? Where are they? Because I'll tell you one thing, even though I might follow the Green Bay Packers, who almost made it to the Super Bowl this year, of course, almost doesn't count, right? It doesn't count. But at any rate, you know what? These folks down in South Bend, they will treat you like a VIP, whether you are from Wisconsin, whether you are from Michigan, whether you are from Pennsylvania, whether you are from New Mexico, Florida, Louisiana, Texas. It doesn't matter. You call in from Illinois, man, oh man, you're going to feel like a rock star when you get on the phone with Shelby, because they could not be any more grateful for the impact that you will make as a fellow champion. Just like all these other champions we're looking at right now, the ones that have stepped up early in this fundraiser, in the very first day, in the very first days, and said, count me in, count me in. So what about it? What about my friends down in Illinois? I've done a lot of work for you folks down in Illinois over the years, even recently. What about you folks from Indiana? Why don't I see anybody's name up on this board from Indiana? This is your museum, for goodness sakes, right there in South Bend. Come on, Indiana people. And all the other states that I know from being contacted by you over the years, even recently, with questions, with requests for restorations, from all the other states that are not showing up on this board right now. What about all you folks? Huh? What about Virginia? What about North Carolina, South Carolina? What about Ohio? Where's Ohio? What happened to Ohio? What about all the other states? Georgia, I don't see Georgia up here. And yet I've done restorative and repair work for a number of people in the great state of Georgia. Come on, folks. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Show me that you're real. Show me that you're genuine. Show me that you can dial a telephone and make this simple call to the History Museum in South Bend, Indiana. They're waiting for it. They're hoping for it. They're praying for it. They're saying, we need help. We need help. We don't want to end up on that list. Like over 30% of the museums across the country permanently closed. Permanently closed. Never to open again. Those communities that had those museums, they don't have them anymore. So step out of the shadows. Please make this happen. Call today. Don't put it off and say, you know what? You're right. I don't want to just talk the talk. I want to walk the walk. But I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll do it. It's really busy today. I'll do it on Thursday. I'll do it on Thursday when Scott's going to do that special premiere for Heidi about her machine heading to Switzerland. Yeah, if you don't know about it, just recently, this lovely lady who lives in the Swiss Alps in Switzerland contacted me, had searched the world over, looking for someone that she could trust, looking for someone that would provide her with the machine that she needed to make shoes in the Swiss Alps. I know it sounds like fiction, but it's absolute gospel fact. This wonderful lady is learning how to make shoes. She's in an apprentice course that's going to last for a year, and then she's going to be making, top shelf premium. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how drop dead gorgeous those shoes are. She's going to be making them and selling them around the world using a machine. Matter of fact, using this machine right over here that I prepared for her that's going to be heading to Switzerland. it just gives you an idea, folks, how hard can it be when we've got these champions from all over the U.S., and we know that 126 countries follow this YouTube channel. How hard should it be to have champions that either from within the U.S. or outside of the U.S. that believe in preserving history, that believe in vintage sewing machines, that are passionate about protecting and preserving those treasures? How hard should it be to fill up a board like this and 10 more boards just like it with 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, tens of thousands of visitors to this YouTube channel every single month, and people around the world that love and believe and are passionate about what I do? Well, I'm passionate about helping these folks that are down in South Bend, Indiana. I'm passionate about helping these folks that are trying to stay alive during this extended pandemic and not end up on that list like all the others that have fallen permanently to closure because they don't have the support that they need to stay open as a museum. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. This is so daggone easy. It's so daggone easy. It really is. Get yourself up on this board. Take the challenge. Step out of the shadows. Make your words real. And let's get this done. Come on. We only got a couple more weeks to do this. Don't put it off until the end and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then that time's out. The 22nd of February is just a hiccup away. And you know what? These bricks, if one of the things that's a driver for you like it is for a lot of folks, if one of the things is to get a hold of one of these bricks, they're going fast. They're going furious. Every one of these champions you already saw up on the board have gotten at least one brick. And I only have a small number left. So jump on it. Jump on it. It's so daggone easy. Give these folks a call today. Get on the phone with Shelby, and whether you want to pay by credit card, which she can do securely for you, or whether you say, I want to mail a check in, they'll tell you exactly what to do. Because I want you to end up on this board of champions. I'm getting so excited, my voice is going. By the time we get to the 22nd of February, I probably will be whispering because I won't have any voice left. Come on, folks. Get up on this board with my other champions. Get up on this board with my champion, Sonny from Pennsylvania, my champion, Scott from Wisconsin, my champion, Paula from Florida, my champion, Emma B. from Florida, my champions, Emily, and Veronica from Texas, my champion, Brian from Louisiana, my champion, Doc Roger from New Mexico, my champion, Roz from Michigan. Join them on this board. Join them today, and I will get you up on this board. I'm going to be doing constant updates like this so that folks know who my champions are and who the folks are that have genuinely stepped out of the shadows and say, count me in. Count me in. So here's the number again, okay? It couldn't be any easier. Call this number today. Make your donation, which, you know what? I haven't even mentioned this because it doesn't matter to some folks. Maybe to some other folks it does, especially if you give a larger gift, as many of these champions up on this board already did. These champions up on this board, many of them didn't just give $100. Many of them gave hundreds of dollars because they believe in this effort that strongly. So if you give a larger donation, again, you give a $100 donation, you get one entry. For every $50 increment above that threshold, you get an additional entry to try to win one of my fully restored sewing machines. So maybe a tax-deductible donation is important to you. These folks are a nonprofit. So you make a larger donation, you want to claim it on your taxes? Done. So call 574-235-9664. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't do it the next day. Don't do it on Friday. Don't do it next week. Don't do it towards the end of this campaign to help these good folks out. Do it today. Okay? Do it today, would you? All right, let's end with some fun music to again celebrate these amazing, holy mackerel, can this be for real, these champions from all over the United States. And again, You folks from Indiana, you folks from Illinois, Missouri, other ones like that, you folks from the West Coast, the East Coast, the South Coast, the North Coast, the upside down coast, anywhere over the coast, get into this today. Get into this today, would you? Yeah, that's right. It's easy. 5, 7, 4, 2, 3, 5, 9, 6, 6, 4, 5, 7, 4, 2, 3, 5, 9, 6, 6, 4. Give them a call, would you? Come on, join this board of champions. Join this board of champions. Join all of these amazing champions right here, y'all. Come on. Join Doc Roger out of New Mexico. Join Scott out of Wisconsin. Sonny out of Pennsylvania. Paula, Noel from Florida. Emma B from Florida. Emma B from Florida. Emily and Veronica out of the great state of Texas. Brian out of the great state of Louisiana. Roz out of the great state of Michigan. Look at these champions. Look at that room. Look at these champions. Look at that room. Call this number today. Come on, folks. And thank you.